Welcome to the inaugural podcast, the first episode. We're going with the odds-on favorites for now. That's our name. We'll roll with it for now. We'll see if it sticks, if it catches on, if we're liking it. Myself, Brian Norman, Antonio Sainz, Sean Dalton. Fellas, how we feeling? How thoughts on last night's game? Give the recap. Thursday
Yep.
night football last night. For those who didn't get to watch, it was Lions, Packers, Lions 34, Green Bay 20. Thoughts on the game, fellas?
Well, doing good, but Packers not so much. Lions rout them in the first half, 27-3, I think it was. First
They
half
killed them.
score, it was nuts. I saw that. I saw Luke Musgrave betters were also on about to find the rope after a concussion
Yep.
after 1 yard.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, David Montgomery, 3 touchdowns, making Jameer Gibbs look horrible. I advise all fantasy owners trade Gibbs now while there's somewhat value. Christian Watson returned. I saw he got a touchdown, but not a lot
Yeah.
of production past that. But overall, I was on the Lions. I looked at the Lions. They're the better team, and they did exactly what I thought they were going to do going into Lambeau.
Yeah, I
Dalton?
mean, look, I can't complain. I had a nice little parlay last night, but I can't lie and say that I wasn't on the tight end for Green Bay Packers and him getting 1 yard. And I had him first touchdown score. I thought he was about to go off, and I was about to see him in the end zone, but clearly, hope he's good and everything. But it was a bad beat. See him get one
Yeah, well,
yard.
my
David
my two leg
Montgomery went
parlay.
off.
My two-leg parlay was Packers and the under, so you can imagine
Oh,
how that went.
oh yeah. Well,
Just a really
you
rough,
know,
rough afternoon for the kid last night.
Oh my
uh,
God!
Just
you know,
really
I, I
not what you
hammered
wanted to see.
I hammered the Lions -2. I was happy about that, and I can't complain. But hey, David Montgomery had a field day, 3 rushing touchdowns. He had like over 89 rushing yards, I believe, and
100 over 100.
over
Yeah,
100. Yeah, that's
yeah, man had like 32 carries last night
yeah.
or
I
some
I turned the
crazy
game
shit
off because
like
I was
that.
like, all right, we won, we're good. So it was a good night. Nothing special. I think everyone's too high on the Packers right now. They think Jordan Love is him, and they think Jordan Love is going to be the answer to all their questions. Look, divisional game in Lambeau, the Lions past 2 seasons. I think the Lions stay hot. I think they just keep rolling this train through. They're
I
definitely
just
playoff contenders.
I don't know what you do. I'm still stuck on this Jameer Gibbs factor. I don't know what you do. I can't tell if it's something with him that they just don't want to play him, or he's just so talented that he's not going to be seen. Like
I think they don't
I
trust him yet. They don't trust him because David Montgomery's huge and he's got all the experience and he could truck through. But Jameer Gibbs is this, 5'4" type guy, and I don't think he's ready for
he
NFL snaps yet. I haven't been convinced from the 4 games that they have played that Jameer Gibbs is a first round running back pick, which is rare nowadays. What running backs go first round besides like McCaffrey and Eckler?
Bijan,
Um,
just mini Saquon.
Jameer Gibbs, I don't know. I think it just could be the Lions, to be honest. We saw it with DeAndre Swift. Like they just don't like using that style of running back, like those fast pass catching
Yeah,
guys. Like they like their power, they like their big boys that they could shove right up that big old line and get them in the end zone a couple times. So
yeah, you
yeah, all
got.
right. Let's just get right into it. Let's go to the first game, yeah?
I like it.
Absolutely.
All right, we're kicking off in London. We're going overseas for a away game for both teams. We're going to hit in London. It's the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, 9:30 a.m. on ESPN Plus. Tone, we'll start with you. What are you thinking?
It's on ESPN
Jags,
Plus.
Falcons? Yeah,
That's what
I'm
I'm
seeing
at.
ESPN Plus.
That's
Jags game.
atrocious. But
Yeah,
I'm
Jags are
like
-3, over under 43 at
definitely
Wembley.
Jackson.
Tone.
Yeah, I'm going definitely Jacksonville on a bounce back game after getting absolutely embarrassed by the Texans. I still can't tell if the Texans are a sneaky good team with that young core with C.J. Stroud and Tank Dell, or if the Jaguars are actually that bad. But one thing I look at is I'm waiting to see more Calvin Ridley production. As a fantasy owner myself, it's horrible. It's horrible watching him do nothing while Christian Kirk gets everything. But they have the offensive power to do it. They got ETN. They got to start using him more. I just think they're kind of in a slow slump right now, but I think this is a good get back point. I'm not too high on the Falcons. I don't think Desmond Ridder is a good quarterback. I think Bijan and Tyler Algier is a great running back duo. I think they got a really good defense too. With AJ Terrell, they got Calais Campbell now in the defensive line, but I just don't see that how a Jaguars team just like last year that improved in the offseason got a little better they are on a slow start, but I like same thing like we saw with the Packers. Like we think Jordan Love was the answer. I don't think the Packers are as good as people say. Just like I don't think the Falcons are as good as people are starting to look at them as now. Sure, they put up points. I could see this being kind of a high scoring game. Well, high scoring meaning a little bit over. I could see it going above 50 points, so definitely covering the over. Getting the London fans happy happens once a year. But yeah, I'm going Jags -3, maybe like 27-20, 27-24, even with a push, something along those lines.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's the 2023 tea and crumpets game over the pond. Two teams that have both been in London, but hey, let's talk about this. It's the Jaguars' 10th straight season in London. Okay, and they are 4-5 straight up in London. I don't know. Both offenses, both the Jags and the Falcons, had very rough starts coming off of the first three and a half weeks, we'll call it. Nothing really stood out to me. I think Bijan's a great running back, but I don't think the Falcons got what they need yet. I think they need a little bit more work on their O-line, and I think, Desmond Ridder is clearly not a good quarterback. He's much better at home, but on the road, he's not anything that's like, wow, this is going to surprise me a little bit. But look at this. They're traveling to London. It's 9:30 in the morning for us. So must be like what, 2 in the afternoon for them.
Yeah.
It's going to be a different time, different game. London games, I never really trust it, but I don't like the Jags in this. I think they're going to win, but I don't like them to cover the spread. I think that the Falcons cover the spread of +3 because I've been looking at the lines and there was some reverse line movement. And for those who don't know, reverse line movement is when, public hammers, let's say so the Jaguars opened up at -4. Public hammered it. 80% of the public is on the Jaguars on the spread because they're just so used to the Jaguars being in London and they think that the Jaguars are just more, complete. I don't see anything special out of the Jaguars right now. And 80% of the public is on the Jaguars and that moved down to -3. So Vegas knows. Vegas always knows. And they know that the Sharps are on the Falcons. And that's what I'm on. I'm on +3. And, I'm going to make a bold statement here. I think Kyle Pitts finds the end zone 2 times in that game. 2 times. That would be the first time scoring since 10/30/2022. I think he finds the end zone 2 times.
Yeah, I mean, he's been something else, right? Just disappointing at Central. I kind of
I
agree with
hope so.
Sean Dalton on this one. I kind of like the Falcons here in this one. Jaguars lose 31-17, I think it was, to the Texans. Like, you just can't do that. I don't know if it's CJ Stroud. It's maybe better than we think, but the Jaguars at the end of the day, I don't know how they're off to a little bit of a slow start. London is kind of a home away from home for them. They're playing again there next week. So they play there pretty often. When it's a game in London, it's them. But I don't know, something about this game just screams Falcons to me. I'm going with my gut on this one. I like the Falcons +3. Jaguars, they just haven't been impressive. They had to come from behind win against the Colts. I don't even think they should have been behind in the first place in that game. And then they lose to the Chiefs in an ugly one, week 2. And then you get embarrassed by the Texans last week. There's nothing really giving me confidence about the Jags. I like the Falcons +3 here in this one. And I think I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on the over. I feel like London, these games, everybody eats in London for some reason. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on the over. 43, a little bit of a low number.
I mean, here's what I think I'm on. I'm like I said, I'm rolling with the Atlanta +3, but I'm putting in that Pitts anytime touchdown. I think he finds the end zone, and he found the end zone 2 times, or no, 1 time last time in London, I believe. And I think he's going to find it again. And I have confidence. I think the Jaguars take this away 24-21.
So you think it's going to push?
I mean,
or would you alt it to 3.5?
I wouldn't buy that.
I think that's a safe one. You get the half point and then field goal, because I could see it being a field goal game. And if I use it in a way,
I want to see the value on it. I gotta wait, but right now, 80% of the public on the Jaguars -3. I don't like it. If anything, it pushes, but I'm on Atlanta +3. It's a field goal game, and both offenses 1 and 2 starting the season. Everyone thought at least the Jaguars would be like they should be at least 3-0, but I don't know.
I hope you're right about the Pitts. I had someone in my 10-man league drop Kyle Pitts, and I scooped them up. I don't know why.
Wow.
I don't know who else he had.
Wow. I mean, is he droppable though? Like, is he droppable?
Yeah, he's garbage. He's straight garbage.
Like he has not been anything.
He is
That's
not.
fair, but
It's like you say
crazy.
Kyle Pitts to someone, and they're like, who's Kyle Pitts? You know,
Kyle
there's
Pitts or
Sam
David Njoku.
Laporta. Yeah, those two have been just disappointing.
Sam Laporta's definitely better.
Yeah, Sam
definitely been better
Laporta's
than
been
him.
great.
Sam Laporta's been doing better than Mark
Dude's a
Andrews. I have
dog.
Mark Andrews on my team. Mark Andrews isn't catching balls. He's got butterfingers, man. He's dropping balls like there's no tomorrow. So I can't trust any tight end
Tell
right
me
now.
about Butterfingers.
Yeah, no. But
Speaking of Butterfingers, talk a
so
little bit
I
more
think
about that later.
So we all got what the Jags. We got the Jags winning here, and we got against the spread, or we got. I know Tone's on.
I'm on the Falcons.
He
I low-key think the Falcons win outright.
Outright, yeah.
All right.
I would
like
sprinkle
that.
on the money line. I don't know. The Falcons are they're not that impressive to me.
I like it.
And then
All right.
I'll write all this down. So Tone, you're on.
Jags by the spread.
And then me and Dalton rolling with the Falcons.
Atlanta
we'll see how
+3.
we do next week.
I'm getting the points and also Pitt's touchdown anytime.
I hope.
If Pitt scores a TD, what a start! What a start to the new year! What that would be. What a start to the podcast.
Exactly.
Dalton calls a touchdown score. First touchdown.
Book it, Sean.
Not first touchdown. Anytime. I don't trust him first.
Anytime. No
Anytime
first touchdown. That'd be crazy. Okay. All right. We'll move on to the 4:00 window where the New England Patriots travel to Arlington, Texas to go to AT&T Stadium and take on the Dallas Cowboys. Pats 1-2. They come off an ugly one against the Jets. The Dallas Cowboys 2-1. They get upset by the Cardinals in Arizona. Dallas opens at -6.5. The over-under is 43.5. Dalton, we'll go to you this time. What are you thinking?
Yeah, so actually the Cowboys opened at 7.5, and we saw a little bit more of that reverse line movement, and now Cowboys are -6.5. We got 55% of the people on the Patriots spread. Personally, I don't really know if I like the spread, but I just got a few stats that I want to run down. Look, it's Elliott's first time back at AT&T Stadium since the Cowboys dropped him. I think the Cowboys are going to struggle with Ramondre Stevenson and Ezekiel Elliott on the ground, and I think that the Patriots are going to run it a lot. So the Cowboys, they take on the Pats defense, which is number 7 ranked in the NFL right now. Dak Prescott has been averaging 5.3 yards per snap. Nothing impressive. It's Dak Prescott. No one's ever high on Dak Prescott. The only people that are high on Dak Prescott are Cowboys fans, and they're always delusional. The loss to the Cardinals last week was embarrassing, and I hate the Cowboys. I was rooting for the Cowboys because it was so embarrassing watching them get demolished by the Cardinals. So, look, Dallas got 6 touchdowns in 15 red zone appearances. New England did not allow any red zone appearances last week to the Jets. Now, I know it's the Jets, Zach Wilson. I'm going to talk about him later. But this New England defense is no joke. And this Cowboys defense, despite last week's, whatever that was, I also think is pretty good. I like the under in this game. I think this game goes under. Look, I'm on the Cowboys, but I'm not on the Cowboys high. I think the Patriots probably cover the spread 6.5. I think it's going to be a field goal game. Cowboys 23, Patriots 20. And I think, Ezekiel Elliott came off 80 yards on 16 carries last week. Dallas ranked 30th place out of 32 in yards per carry allowed at 5.3 and 25th in rush yards allowed per game out of the 3 games at 131.3. Mac Jones, he's 0-10 against the spread and 10 starts as an underdog. I think he gets his first pickup against the spread. Patriots +6.5. Ezekiel Elliott, anytime touchdown scorer. Cowboys win this 23-20.
Wow. So Pats plus 6.5 and the under. Yeah. Do you want the under on your card, or are you just saying sprinkle on the under?
I mean, 43.5. 91% of the people are on the
Your
under.
score prediction had it going under by half a point.
I say sprinkle on it, but if it goes, I mean, I don't know. It could be a coin toss, to be honest with you. I'm not going to put that on my card, but I'm keeping it in the back of my head, thinking about the under. It could be a very, very, very sweaty under.
Yeah, and I'll jump in for my pick. I think the Cowboys steamroll them. Honestly, I do
I'm with
not
you on
like.
that one.
I think they steamroll them. It was embarrassing what happened last week against the Cardinals, but unlike the Jaguars, I think this Cowboys team's legit. Micah Parsons has a legitimate case to be the best defensive player, one of, if not the best defensive players that we've ever seen. He is unbelievably freakish, and I don't think that Patriots offensive line is ready for what's about to hit them on Sunday. I think the Cowboys win pretty handily. I think they covered that 6.5 number, no doubt about it. I got Cowboys minus 6.5. I also not gonna put it on the card, but I also do like Ezekiel Elliott to score for the Patriots. Revenge game. You know how that goes. It's been a while for him. I like the Cowboys minus 6.5 on my card. Official pick.
Yeah, I mean,
this
that would be Ezekiel Elliott's first rushing touchdown as a Patriot. So if he's going to do it, he's going to do
Yeah,
it
I
here.
can't think of
Yeah,
anywhere else you would do it.
exactly.
Back home at AT&T.
Yeah.
And now,
Yeah,
Tone, you're also Cowboys minus 6.5. What's good?
Oh, this could be very short and sweet. Embarrassing loss to Arizona. Like embarrassing. Like I don't even know. Just they didn't even look like a football team out there. That was like a JV high school football team playing Joshua Dobbs and Marquise Brown. But I'm not a believer on Mac Jones. I'm not a believer in the Patriots. Watching that Jets game last week, I'm not a Jets fan, but just having that on was a brutal watch. I get it was downpouring. I get there was rain and wind, but I would not want to ever watch a game like that again. I don't think the Patriots are good. I think they have a good defense. I don't think they'll be able to stop that Cowboys offense though. I'm liking the way I'm seeing it. Not against Arizona, but before that, they've been playing well. CeeDee Lamb, who I'm trying to even think of who the number one for the Patriots is cornerback wise because I think he got hurt.
Oh, it's Christian
Jones.
Gonzalez isn't playing.
Oh no, so it is Christian Gonzalez. I forgot they drafted him. I'm thinking of Jack Jones. Jack Jones got hurt. I don't know if he
Yeah,
came back.
Jonathan
He was
Jones is
questionable.
questionable. Christian Barmore might not play, and then on the other side of things, Zach Martin might not play as well for the Dallas Cowboys. That could be big.
Yeah, I just don't think. Yeah, I do think that they're going to run the ball a lot. I do think though that that D line for the Cowboys is going to get to them quick. I think they're also going to win handily. I have Cowboys minus 6.5. I also like Cowboys minus 9.5 for a 10-point game. I think that actually they probably win by 17. I don't see the Patriots scoring a lot. I don't think they're going to get down the field a lot.
I mean, I don't know if they can score a lot, Tone. We watched that game against the Jets, and they are like, how you only
Bad,
beating that Jets team by
bad.
what they win
But you
by?
got to think it's a divisional game. Divisional games, anything can happen in divisional games. And the Jets have just been atrocious. I mean, like I know
Jets
that the
didn't have a
Jets should have won that game, low key, but I mean, come on, the
Well, I
Mac
think both teams
Jones.
are horrific.
The
Oh
Jets
yeah, I
didn't have
mean
a
it's.
first. They had one first down the entire first half.
I know
Like they were
that, but
just
I
like
think
they couldn't even. Like how's that
I
game
think
even
they should have won
close?
that. It's just Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is
He's
just not him.
horrible. We'll
We'll
talk about
talk
him
about
later.
him. Yeah,
We'll talk. Yeah, we'll get more
He's
into him
bad.
later. But
But
let's
yeah, I'd go score prediction 27-10 Cowboys.
So we both got
Yeah, I agree. I
27 for
think
the
it's a route.
Cowboys.
I'll go score prediction. I think Dallas wins 28, and I think the Patriots put up. I think they get 10 as well. 28-10. I'll go something similar to you. Let's take a break from the NFL for a sec. Big news coming out of college football. Deion Sanders and his Colorado Buffaloes are playing host to the USC Trojans this week. Number 8 ranked Caleb Williams takes on Deion Sanders, and it has everyone buzzing. We had to talk about it. It's too important of a game not to talk about it. Colorado, they've been making headlines everywhere. They are a 21.5-point underdog to the Trojans as they came off a pretty embarrassing loss last week to Oregon. I'll go first. I think that USC kills them. I don't really see this one being close either. I was all over Oregon last week. They were a 17-point favorite. I nuked the 17-point favorite and they smacked. So I was not too confident in this Colorado team. They played close to Colorado State, who, if you really want to be legit, I think you got to be smoking Colorado State if you're Colorado. I think that Colorado has potential. I think Deion Sanders is a good coach. I just think they got a little bit of time to play catch up with. I like the Trojans minus 21.5 in Boulder.
I'm gonna actually go the opposite on this one. I don't think they'll win, but I don't think that they're gonna lose by more than 21.5. I think it's gonna be 21. I think it's gonna be 3 and keep it at that. And it's not because I think Colorado's good. I think USC is not living up to the hype. They go to Arizona State. I know it's an away game. They only win by 2 touchdowns. They don't look good. Caleb Williams obviously always looks good. Right now in the season, he has 18 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I think he'll probably run away with the Heisman, but I don't think USC is the team to beat in Pac-12. So I think the home field, I think students being allowed, it is a day game, so that does put a little bit on for me. If it was a night game, I would definitely be heavier on Colorado, but I don't know. I think after being absolutely embarrassed by Oregon, I can't see them being absolutely embarrassed again. I would take it 21.5. And for if I need just any leg, play safe, my safe leg, I think would be 28.5, take an alternate. But I think Shedeur Sanders is really missing Travis Hunter. I think Travis Hunter will be back not this week, not next week, but late October, they said 3 weeks from the initial injury. But yeah, missing a guy that plays every snap, offensive and defensively, and being a star like that definitely hurts. I don't think he would have made a difference in Oregon. I think Oregon is an incredible team, but Pac-12 wise, I don't think it's gonna be either of them. I'm big on Washington this year with Michael Penix. I think they're gonna be the ones. I actually have a little sprinkle on them to win it all. Washington, I think that is a very complete team. But yeah, Colorado, I see it 3 touchdowns. I see it like 52-21. Yeah, that perfectly, or maybe a little less. Just I don't know. I can't see them being routed again. I can't.
Yeah,
And
I
that's where
mean,
I'm at with that one.
look, I hate to say this, but I agree with Tone here, and I'm going to keep
Why
it
do you
short
hate
and
to say it?
simple. I'm going to keep it short and simple. 21.5 is way too many points for this Colorado team right now. I think Colorado at home is much better. We all know that. Okay. It's a noon game. This crowd is going to be absolutely riled up after losing that atrocious game last week. And as Tone was saying, look, they played Arizona State, but I think the USC defense is being way too overlooked after playing Arizona State. Nothing special came out of that. There was like nothing that I was like, wow, okay, USC should be 21.5 point favorites. They actually opened up at 17.5, and there was so much reverse line movement. It's 21.5 right now. That is way too many points for this hot Colorado team. And I think everyone's hopping off the bandwagon. Look, with my picks, I'm either going to look like the biggest sharp ever or I'm going to look like the biggest bozo ever. Because I'm not going to lie, I wasn't that high on Colorado. Okay. The first 2 weeks, I was like, who is this team and what are they doing? I think they are a legit team, and I think that they have a great coach. But 21.5 points is just way too many points for me for this USC defense that just did not impress me for Arizona State. Like they're at home, sweet and simple. Colorado 21.5. I don't have a score for you because college football is just a coin flip for me.
Yeah.
So 21.5 with Colorado. Got them covered.
I think they only have that just because of how bad Oregon beat them. That's the only way I see it because I don't think USC is that good. I don't. But that's the thing. Like
They're the
if
eighth
Oregon
ranked team in the country, also you got to think of that.
I know, but
They
don't
after
have
seeing what I
an
saw
impressive
last
schedule.
week,
lost by 40.
USC doesn't have an impressive schedule yet. I think they're going to go to Notre Dame and they're going to lose to Notre Dame. I see that happening. They play Washington. I think Washington actually is going to go to USC. I think Washington's going to beat USC in USC. Yeah, I think the Pac-12 championship game is going to be Oregon Washington. I just see it as that. Those
Washington,
two teams with those 2 quarterbacks are insane. I get Caleb Williams, but Oregon looked like a complete team. Either that or Colorado really stinks. Washington, on the other hand, is decimating every team left and right. They also don't really have a great schedule either, resume to show. Like USC, they played Arizona State. I can't even tell you who else they played because they just weren't relevant. It wasn't a big game. Like they haven't played Utah yet. They haven't played UCLA. They haven't played any of the other big Pac-12 teams with these quarterbacks. So until I see that, that's when I'll start believing on them. But
You guys also have to
I
think
don't
this
know.
is kicking off 9 a.m. West Coast time. So, the
Oh
Trojans are going to
wow,
be
This is a
a
9
little.
a.m. game in no, it's in
No,
Colorado.
it
it's
would
in
be
Colorado,
10.
but
It would be 10
West
o'clock
Coast
then.
time.
It's a 10
West
a.m.
Coast.
game in
I
Colorado.
I don't know how the hours work. It's either 10 a.m. for Mountain
Whatever. My
Time,
point being
or
is
it's yeah.
USC is coming from the East Coast, and they're going to be, it's going to affect them a little bit. If their defense wasn't that good, what's going to stop them from being that much better in the fucking early morning? Like, come on.
Why are they coming from? Well, how are they coming
Yeah,
from the East
why are
Coast?
they coming from the East Coast?
South Carolina?
No, Southern California, brother. Oh my
Oh,
god.
my God, yo. I'm so.
South
Man's
Carolina's
nuking the
that's
wrong
where,
USC.
oh
Yeah.
brother.
Nah. All right.
Man's nuking the
Irrelevant.
wrong
The Southern
USC.
California Trojans,
Irrelevant.
brother.
Irrelevant.
All right, we'll
Irrelevant.
move
Oh
back to the
boy.
main. We'll move back to the big boys. We'll go back to the
Oh,
NFL. And fellas, we got an absolute stinker of a game lined up. The Bengals of Cincinnati coming off a win last Monday night to the LA Rams in the Super Bowl matchup. They are going to Tennessee to play the Titans, who are 1-2. They just got spanked by the Browns. Tone. Cincinnati opens as a 2.5-point favorite. Over under is 41. Tone, we'll start with you. The Bengals, can they piece it together here in Tennessee, or are the Titans just going to figure out a way to beat them and Bengals worries continue?
well, the Bengals should find a way to piece it together because I think the Titans stink. I don't like them. They're like the most irrelevant team right now to me besides the Minnesota Vikings. Tannehill, I don't think is a good quarterback. I don't know what's going on with D Hop. He has not shown anything besides just being there. I'm hoping Derrick Henry has 5 touchdowns as a fantasy owner because he stunk. He stinks. He got 2 points last game. Most of his carries were for negative yards. They just didn't look good against the Browns, and I don't think the Browns are that good either now without Nick Chubb. But I don't know. Bengals also did not look great against the Rams. They didn't piece anything together, but the Bengals defense looked good. That D line looked great. They got to
Yeah,
Stafford
Trey
so
Henderson.
many times. Yep. Him, Hubbard, they looked incredible. I'm not sold on the Bengals secondary yet. Daxton Hill and all of them. That one I'm still antsy about, but I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I think the Bengals will win just because I don't think the Titans are that good. I will take Bengals by the field goal to cover. I just hate this game. It is going to be a really stinker game. I don't know what the weather's looking like, but I'd lean towards the under. I would take the spread. The Bengals have the better team, overall better team. They should win by a touchdown. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't, just because Joe Burrow still has the calf injury. He's hurting. He reached out to Aaron Rodgers about calf injuries, which I thought was pretty funny, just because Aaron Rodgers, it says he's going to come back. I don't think he will, but yeah, no. Burrow hasn't been playing himself. They finally got Jamar involved. I think if they want to win, you have to keep getting Jamar
Yeah,
involved. The first 2 weeks they
he
did nothing.
he
He
was a
had a great
monster
game.
in that game.
Great game against the Rams. I don't know what's going on with T. Higgins in the locker room and just being performance as well because he's on a contract year. He's looking for extension. He was like, Burrow got his, I haven't gotten mine, so he's a little upset about that. But he hasn't done much either. First game of the year, he put a donut. Next game, he puts up like 20. Last game, he was just average. I don't know. Mixon finally had a good game. Mixon finally produced, got into the end zone, so I was happy for him. But yeah, I just don't think the Titans are a legit team. I see this Titans team getting like 6 or 7 wins on the year. So I think the Bengals should win by a touchdown, but I'm going to take it at the 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what is going on with Cincinnati right now. They are just not playing up to par at all. This is a team that was almost beating Kansas City to take a trip to the Super Bowl. Like, they were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and now they look like the shell of them for their former selves. That being said, the Titans stink. They're really bad. I don't know what is going on with them. I mean, Tannehill's obviously not the guy. Hopkins has looked like is he? I don't even know if he's playing half the time. Derrick Henry, I mean, you can't even knock him. The Titans it's a dumpster fire in Tennessee right now. I do think this is the game where the Bengals start to piece things together. Joe Burrow healing a little bit, still dealing with that calf. T. Higgins, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if anyone saw that Monday night game, but he could not catch a ball. It's just like they're going right through the hands. It's just like I am a T. Higgins fantasy owner, and this guy is just he pissing me off just watching him. It's just like, oh my god, dude. He did have the 2 touchdown game the game before, and then he comes out here on Monday night and he stinks. And then I don't know. Well, it's a coin flip on him, Jamar Chase. You finally get the guy involved. 12 catches. That's more than enough. I kind of like the Bengals. I think I'm gonna go with the Bengals. I think they win by that touchdown. I think maybe they even win by 10. I think this is a big game for them. They break out a little bit. I don't know if this is a testament to how good the Bengals are or how bad the Titans are. I'm still trying to figure that out, but nonetheless, Bengals minus 2.5. That's my pick.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Here's the thing. I don't think we're going to find out if the Bengals are that breakout team yet because, like you said, the Titans are just horrible. I can't back the Titans, and I will never back the Titans no matter what team they are playing. They could be playing the Arizona Cardinals or they could be playing the trash Chicago Bears, and I could just look at that and be like, wow, this really sucks. Derrick Henry in the backfield, their O-line is just garbage. Absolutely horrible. Always letting them get to Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry is a monster. Look, he's getting old. He's getting up there. Doesn't mean he's not a good running back, but last week what he put up, that was embarrassing. That was like, come on, 2.something points, 2.4 points for Derrick Henry. It's like, what do you expect from him? You expect like at least a 12-point game, maybe to get into the end zone. He has what, 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns this season? Nothing special.
Yeah. He's only got 163 yards.
Yeah, I think that Daniel Jones probably has more rushing yards than freaking Derrick Henry right now.
He stinks too right now. I don't know.
But
Daniel Jones kind of stinks too. Well, we're all Giants fans for the people listening, by the way.
Yeah.
This is going to be a very, very long conversation on Monday night about Monday Night Football. Dalton, what are you rolling here?
Let me bounce back into it real quick. They got 5. The Bengals have only allowed 5 sacks this season. I think the Bengals haven't been the Bengals because they rushed Joe Burrow back into playing with this calf injury, and I think it re-injured it, and I don't think that they were trusting him to sit on the sideline with whoever their backup quarterback was. That being said, they have allowed the fewest sacks through 3 games since 2018. Okay, and they're seeking the 12th straight game, allowing fewer than 3 sacks. I think the Bengals O-line is good. I think that T. Higgins has been really quiet, as everyone's been saying. I think this is T. Higgins' game. I think T. Higgins comes out and he shows the Titans defense who he is, and he shows the Bengals why he deserves to be on the Bengals. Jamar Chase is back. I was never worried about him. Rough start, 2 games, but he's back. He's catching things. He's getting targets, and he's looking like Jamar Chase. I'm loving it. I own Jamar Chase, and I also own T. Higgins. I got the dynamic duo because I just love them that much. Here we go. Bengals 2.5. That's going to be an ease. I think this game is a 28-17 game. Bengals. I also love the over at 41. There's 82% of the public on the under, and it went from 43.5 to 41. I love the over. I'm not going to put that in, but I love the over. The thing I'm putting in is Bengals minus 2.5. We're all rolling with it. A field goal is just, come on. I could kick a field goal and win that game. It's like Titans are not impressive.
First squad ride of the year.
There we go.
Bengals minus 2.5. First squad ride of the year. I'm happy about it. Good. I mean, the Titans suck. We all agree on that. They suck. But we'll see. Hopefully the Bengals piece it together. But let's talk about a couple teams that have it all figured out. We're going to Buffalo. Buffalo is playing host to the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins put up a light 70 last game. They won 70-20 against the Denver Broncos last week. The Miami Dolphins 3-0. Buffalo Bills 2-1 with a tough loss week 1 to the Jets. Bills open as 2.5-point favorites. Over under is 53.5. Dalton. Buffalo 2.5-point favorites after Miami is putting up 70.
So here's where I think a little bit of a trap comes in from Vegas. Okay. This game, Vegas is like, okay, well, we're going to put these two teams together and we're going to make a line that's 2.5, 3. Right now, I'm looking at a spread that's 3. So,
Depends on
I
the
mean,
book.
yeah, it depends on the book, but right now I'm looking at a spread that's 3. Come on. I just watched the Dolphins, who are 3-0, the only other team in the NFL that is 3-0. I just watched them steamroll the Broncos. I know the Broncos aren't anything special, Broncos country, let's ride. Nah, the only thing that they're riding is a bus that's on fire. I like Russell Wilson and the Broncos are so dog shit. My dead grandma could have put up 70 points against that team.
If I'm
Not
Champagne, I'm
that
retiring.
that being said, I think the Dolphins are the team to be in the Super Bowl this year. I love the
Oh,
Dolphins. Healthy
I
Tua
agree.
is back. We have Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle was out. That didn't mean anything. Everyone's like, "Oh, Jalen Waddle's out. I'm taking Broncos plus 3.5." Where did that lead you? Plus 3.5. Yeah, maybe they covered the plus 51.5. But come on, I'm not rolling with a team. The Bills. Okay, this is a very scary game for me. I don't know how this game is going to go. The big question is, will the Bills defense slow down the Miami Dolphins offense? We got elite versus elite on both sides, and we're going to see exactly how it goes. Buffalo ranks third in offensive possession this year with 35 minutes and 45 seconds average time per snap or per possession in the whole game. All 3 games last year versus the Bills and the Dolphins were decided by 3 points or fewer. Okay. Josh Allen is 9-2 against the Dolphins with a perfect 6-0 record at home. That means nothing to me. My pick, I'm backing the Dolphins. They are going 4-0. Okay. Dolphins are 3-0 against the spread right now. I'm going Dolphins plus 3. I'm going Dolphins money line. And I think the Dolphins take this 35, Bills 34. I love the
potential
Dolphins here.
game of the year, I think, honestly.
Yeah, this is
I
going to
think
be
it
a
will
great
be.
game.
It's gonna be a great game. Dolphins, I mean, they just put up 70 points against the Broncos, and like you were saying, like it's not that the Broncos are anything crazy, but they have the talent to put up more than like 20. And also,
Especially with Sean Payton.
yeah, they have a great, like they have a good talent. Like it's not the team. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they have good talent all around. Pat Surtain, they got all these guys at all sides of the ball, and they lose by 70. I think it's a testament. I think the Dolphins are so good. Their offense is unstoppable. Tua, Tyreek, the boys, they're all so good. Like they're unstoppable. Like I don't understand how they're even an underdog. I'm
It's a
nuking the
trap.
Bills.
It's somehow a trap. You're
You
nuking
should
the
have Duke
Bills.
at the Bills.
I'm taking the Bills. All signs are pointing to Miami. I'm all over Buffalo. You're in Buffalo. The Bills are not a team to just laugh at here. This is the Buffalo Bills we're talking about right now. Like Sean Dalton said, 35 minutes is their average time of possession. 35 minutes in the game. That's like, if you keep the ball away from the Dolphins, they can't score. Can't score if you don't have the ball. I'm going Buffalo. I think that this game is all signs are pointing Dolphins. They're putting the cheese on the mousetrap, and they're saying take them, take them, take them. I'm not falling for it. Bills minus 2.5. I'm taking them.
I think you're both looking at this game the wrong way. I think the mortal pick, well, not my mortal lock, but the pick that's got to be looked at here is over 53.5. Every time Buffalo has a game of the year against a team that is either undefeated or best in the league. Last year, it's Minnesota at Buffalo. Game ends in overtime like 37-34. Last time Dolphins go up to Buffalo, playoffs, Skylar Thompson put up 31 points on them. They lost 34-31, but Skylar Thompson, third string quarterback, comes in and drops 31 on Buffalo. Healthy Tua, they put up 70 last game. The Bills put up 40 on the Commanders. I don't care whose defense is who. I think Tyreek Hill is going to run all over that. And even if he gets doubled, if Waddle comes back and he's healthy, he's equally as fast. I think it's going to be a shootout game. Tua is going to have like 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. Name it. I don't care. You could say 500. I'll believe it. I think this game's going to be like, it could even look to me like a Rams-Chiefs game from way back when, 54-51, but I'm going to say 31-28, 31-27 Dolphins. I think Dolphins got this. I'm with Sean. I think Dolphins are a Super Bowl team here. I love them this year. They have a legitimate chance to get 13 wins on this year. I think I see them going like 13-3 at this point. Nothing seems like they're going to slow down. I mean, they were up 63 points, and they said, "Well, let's keep scoring on the Broncos." Then again, it is the Broncos, which at this point I would try to fill an expansion team in for them. They're just horrible. Just get them all out of the league. But yeah, no, I think the Dolphins are going to cover this one, and even if it's by field goal, it pushes. You could buy the half point to 35, not 35, 3.5. But I just can't see them getting run out or losing by a touchdown. But I think it's going to be a shootout game. So that's my pick for that is the over with a sprinkle on Dolphins. But
I'm going to bounce
53.5.
off of you real quick. I agree with you because I'm reading something here and it kind of surprised me. It says the Bills, they have not allowed 500 yards of offense in a regular season game since September 20th, 2015. I think Tone is correct. I think that streak ends this Sunday at 1 p.m. in Buffalo because the Dolphins, who are averaging 550.3 yards per game, they are hot. They continue to stay hot. Dude, Mike McDaniel's got his job off of Indeed.com, and this team is just insane. I don't know where it came from, but I love the Dolphins.
He's my favorite
coach.
He has to
back
be
in the Dolphins. He's the best.
I don't know.
He was calling plays. He was calling plays from the stands last week. He went up to someone and said, "Hey, who you got in the fantasy team? Who you need to score?" That's who he said. They scored. This team is going to continue to stay hot, healthy. Tua. Everyone was not okay on Tua. They thought he had critical brain damage, which, you know what? Maybe a little critical brain damage helped this guy out. He might. He definitely might.
Made him better football player, though.
It made him way better because this team is hot Brown, and it's not stopping.
No, definitely didn't help Antonio or Chandler Jones.
Neither.
Look,
all right.
3.
I don't know. I personally disagree with you guys. I think that this is a reality check for the Dolphins. You can't put up 70 every week. You got to lose.
That's why I'm going with the over. I'll take the loss.
Man.
That's why I'm sticking over.
I don't think they're putting up. I don't think they're putting up 70 points or anything close to that. But I mean, it's going to be a very, very close game, and it's going to come down to a field goal, just like the last 3 games last year came down to a field goal.
Can I sprinkle overtime? Is that a thing? Can I sprinkle?
I mean, sprinkle on a 2B overtime.
Yeah, right.
A little 2B there, a little to be overtime bet in there.
I think this game's gonna be an overtime battle. Like maybe I don't know. It's going to be over. I mean, going back to Mike McDaniels, I think he looks like the boss's son. Like he just came to work one day and they're like, you know what, we're sticking with him. But yeah,
and hey,
I think he's going to. Yeah, I think he's going to win Coach of the Year. If not him, it's going to be the Lions coach, Dan Campbell. But yeah, no, they're not going to slow down. They're going to see Buffalo and just run right through them, or they're just going to keep putting up points. There's no way Buffalo's defense is going to stop them. I don't see it. When you have, I think either Tyreek or Tua could come out.
And Jalen Waddle is back this week as well. Just throw that in there. He didn't play last week. They put up 70 without their number 2, and now they get him back against Buffalo. I
want to see what they do with the running back room, but that's why. Just because you have 2 running backs that put up 4 touchdowns
back
now.
Too.
Jeff Wilson Jr.
Jeff Wilson Jr. is back. We'll see what they do with the rookie. What's his name?
Devon. It's Devon Achane. I probably butchered it as well, but yeah,
I picked him up on fantasy this week, so let's hope he sticks around.
Oh, I would. I see. I'm not that high on him. I think that's a one-time game. He's not going to put another.
He's on waivers. I was like, hey, why not? Like,
it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. It's a good thing.
I mean, it can't. I need to. My running back right now is Kareem Hunt. So
that's bad.
Let's move on to the game that everyone wants to talk about. The game that is going to be literally. Oh my God, the Taylor Swift game, now it's known as the Taylor Swift game.
Do you think she goes?
Well,
absolutely.
That's what everyone's saying.
That she's there.
She's going.
She's going to be a MetLife.
Oh, actually,
on Sunday night.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, I'm here. Everyone's saying she's going. Well, more important matters. We got the Chiefs coming to MetLife, Jet Life, some have called it. East Rutherford, New Jersey is playing host to Kansas City. They are 9-point favorites going against the Jets. Over under is 41.5. Jets come off an absolute stinker against the Patriots. They only put up 10 points. Zach Wilson on the hot seat. We'll see what he can do in this one. But the Chiefs come off a blowout against the Bears. They rout them. They win by 40. Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, the boys, they were killing it in front of Taylor Swift. She may or may not be in MetLife for this one. So we will see on Sunday night if she decides to go. I actually saw a TikTok that was really funny of Jets fans begging her not to go because they don't want her to see such bad football. They feel bad for her. They feel bad for her.
I hope she doesn't go. I hope she doesn't go.
I'll start it off. I think the Jets. I mean, I'm thinking we see Tim Boyle come into this one. I'm thinking this is the end of it. I think this is the end of an era for the Jets and Zach Wilson. I think that they get absolutely schlopped on Sunday Night Football. I don't even think it's one of those like blowout wins where they just keep scoring. I think it's just like they drive just like kick off, take the knee, 25. They just drive downfield, score, stop, drive downfield, score, stop. It's just like I think it's just gonna be like a rout. Like I think the final score might be like 28-0, 28-3, maybe. I think it's just an absolute killing of a game. Patrick Mahomes, like they're not gonna go lose to the Jets.
No, this could be another Dolphins-Broncos game in my mind. It won't, but I wouldn't be surprised. Chiefs are gonna come out and absolutely destroy them. I actually had a friend that right before this texted me, "Hey, you want to go Sunday night Jets Chiefs?" I was like, "Nope."
I
was like, "You guys are Jets fans?" I was like, "Nope, can't go. Don't care if you bring me or not. I am not going to see that game just because it's going to be a one-side game. Kelsey's going to have 500 yards apparently to the Swifties. Apparently Taylor Swift put him on the map. But
yeah, that's a crazy. My girlfriend was like,
I'm already sick and tired of Taylor Swift.
That's what I mean. She can't go.
This is so controversial. She's so garbage, and I'm so sick and tired of hearing about her.
She's the biggest thing in the NFL this season.
And now that they brought her into the NFL, it's never going to stop. I can't stand it. Aside the point, I can't. She's got to talk about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So
Tones, what do you want? Back to the games. Definitely Chiefs spread -8.5. I might ladder this to 13.5, 16.5. And 20.5. I think they're definitely going to win by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
I like the run game. I think they're starting to figure it out. Pacheco, they did very well distributing the ball. He was more of the red zone guy. He got a lot of rushes. Jerick McKinnon still 2 touchdowns. If she does go, Travis Kelce for 5. But no, I think Kelsey's going to have a good game. I don't think CJ Mosley in that linebacker room is going to be able to stop him. He against a terrible Bears game. The way Patty plays is if you look at the box score of last game, there's about 10 receivers with a catch. So he likes distributing it, but Kelsey's just a good old reliable. I'm not big on any wide receiver on the Chiefs besides the rookie, Rashee Rice. I'm a big believer in him. I think he's going to be really good, but Sky Moore is too small. We saw that in the first week. He can't jump up and catch the ball, even though he's quick and fast. Kadarius Toney's like now hurt. I don't know what's going on with him, so just stay away from him.
He gets paid to watch football. The guy he gets paid to watch. He doesn't play. The guy comes out for one game, catches a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
As a Giants fan, I love that. I love that as a Giants fan.
Yeah, I hate that guy as a Giants fan. I hate that guy.
I'm so happy he's not doing good on the Chiefs. I'm so happy.
I hate that guy. The guy has so much to say for someone who is almost as bad as the Giants in general. Also, I didn't get to say my official pick. I'm all over the Chiefs -8.5. I was just talking about how they're going to kill them, but I'm taking it. Dalton?
So here, this is going to be quick. It's going to be simple. We have the best quarterback in the NFL going up against the worst quarterback in the NFL. You could, if you don't believe me, you can look at the numbers. Wilson's QB rating of 34.4. 34.4. Wow. That is a number to talk about. That shouldn't even be in the XFL. That shouldn't even be college football. That's the Pee Wee football team I played in middle school when it wasn't even tackle. It was a 2-man touch. That's Zach Wilson. He's so bad. It's not even funny. He needs to take off his freaking bandana because maybe it's squeezing his head a little bit too much. I don't know what's going on with that guy, and I don't know what's going on with the Jets, but this guy needs to be released to play tennis or something because he is no good at football. And we have Patrick Mahomes, quarterback ranking of 73.4. Literally the best versus the worst, going to MetLife. Look, I don't think the Chiefs are winning this year. Maybe they get eliminated in the AFC conference game, but aside the point, that's too early. Jets rank dead last in points, total yards, and first downs in 3 weeks. Dead last in all 3 of those. And
Yeah.
you expect
I mean, they
me?
can't move the ball.
How is
No,
this
bad.
spread not higher? I'm surprised that Arizona and 49er game is 14 and this is 8.5. I'm taking 8.5, and I'm taking Kelsey 2 touchdowns.
It's because they like the defense. The Jets do have a great defense.
Jets have a good
do
defense,
think,
yes.
yeah, it's a top 10 defense, but I don't think they're
But
gonna be able to slow down the Chiefs. It's just,
look,
especially with
defense
the
wins
offense.
championships, but right now, this team is just dead in a hole. You know, Aaron Rodgers is doing some shrooms and doing his little retreat, and maybe he'll be back by January. Maybe that'll be the answer, but even then, they won't even be close to sniffing the playoffs. I got this game ending. I got 2 scores here. I got 28 Chiefs to 10 Jets, and then I got 31-7. Either way, all of us, another squad ride, we're taking the Chiefs minus 8.5. I would be happy to take the Chiefs minus 14 if I had to. I love it.
I think the Jets offense is going to tire out the Jets defense just more than what the Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
Did I say Chiefs defense? Jets defense. Yeah,
No,
they're just not going to be on
yeah.
the field. They're just not going to be on the field. It's going to be a
The
bunch
Jets
of
defense is going to be living on the field. They're going to be on the field the whole time, and they're going to be so tired, can't even make an adjustment. Route.
Yeah, and then
and
other quick
something
Jets
tells
news.
me that the Monday night game is going to be a squad right for us as well.
Oh, I don't think
3
so.
Giants fans in the house. They are playing. MetLife's got a double decker this week. They're hosting the Seattle Seahawks, our beloved New York Giants. Andrew Thomas is questionable along with Saquon Barkley, but both are expected to play. On the other side of things, Julian Love may not be coming back home to MetLife. He is questionable to play for the Seattle Seahawks. They open as a 1.5 point favorite over under 47. I'm going to start. I'm thinking it's our boys, yo. I'm thinking the Giants can pull this one out. They have a really tough schedule. I think if the Giants, if you really want to be legit, if you really want to show that you're the team from last year, that you can still compete, play in the playoff games and stuff like that, you want to show that you've taken a step forward. This is a must-win game. You have Buffalo, the bye week, and then the Jets, I think, coming up, and then the Dolphins. Like, it is not getting any easier for the Giants coming up anytime soon. I think this is the game you need to go ahead and win. You need to get to 200 before you go to 500 before you go to Buffalo, and I think they can pull it off. I like our guys pulling this one off. I think the Seattle Seahawks little fraudulent, and I think that the Giants are. I think they get better. I think that Daniel Jones is not as bad as everyone says he is. I mean, that just could be Giants delusion, but it's not like if you watch the Giants games, it's not his fault, dude. Some of the stuff that goes on anymore. Like at first, 100% his fault. Nowadays, like the guy has to throw the ball in 10 seconds. They can't throw the ball anywhere downfield. I think they get Jalen Hyatt more involved in this one. Prime time. I think they air it out a little bit. I like Giants plus 1.5. Sprinkle on the money line.
Yeah, all right.
Well,
you go with it, Sean.
Yeah, so this game is special to me because I'm going to Monday Night Football at MetLife. Let's go Giants. I'm back in the G-Men. But for the sake of this pick, my pick is going to be the Seahawks minus 1.5. And here's why. We got Geno Smith coming back to MetLife for the first time since week 7 of 2016 when he played with the Jets. Okay? He's going to step into MetLife. And he's going to look and he's going to smell East Rutherford, New Jersey, and he's going to look at the sorry Giants fans and
he's going to look at you.
Yeah, I was going to say,
look at me. He's going to look up.
He's going to look at you. You better not be wearing a Giants jersey if you're going to betting the Seahawks, by the way.
He's going to, you think I'm not taking the Giants? Are you kidding me? I'm obviously taking the Giants, but for this sake, I'm taking the Seahawks minus 1.5. Look, Jones is 1-11 in primetime games as a starter with his only win against the Commanders in week 15 of last week. Okay? Aside the point.
Daniel Jones would be a Hall of Famer if he only played the Commanders.
Exactly. Aside the point.
Every game was against the Commanders, he'd be a Hall of Famer.
Ready for this? Daniel Jones has the worst primetime record by any starting quarterback since 1970. 1970.
That can't be
That
true.
is
Kirk Cousins is in the league.
no. Even Kirk Cousins has better than Daniel Jones,
Oh
which says
boy.
something. I'm gonna be completely brutally honest with you. Waller has been so disappointing. We have not been
It's
using
not.
him the way we should. We have
You
not been
can't throw the
using him the way we
ball.
should
It's
be
not
using
him.
him.
It's not him.
I think that Daniel Jones is a good quarterback. I like him as a Giants fan and all that, but do I think he's worth $44 million? No. We got Barkley, who's questionable. He's expected to play, but they're not going to powerhouse him. He's not going to be seeing over 85% of the snaps. They want to make sure he can heal fully, still play him, do some good. I think Barkley finds the end zone if they get into the red zone. I think he does personally, but we got Jamal Adams coming back from an injury. Daniel Jones has been sacked like what's the
100
number?
times. 100.
Like,
You could
I
just
don't
say
even. I
100
couldn't
at
even
this
tell you.
point.
Maybe 200.
Yeah, you could
Yeah,
just. It doesn't
he's
matter
been
the number.
sacked so many times in the first 3 games. He's been sacked an unreasonable amount. I love Jamal Adams. I don't know where this line isn't up yet, but Jamal Adams over 1.5 sacks. If that's a line, I'm taking that. I'm hammering that. It's going to happen. 1.5 sacks. I'm betting on the defense. When have you ever seen someone bet over 1.5 sacks? I'm placing that bet. Seahawks -1.5. I think it's a 31-21 game. That being said,
God.
look,
Jeez, Tone.
I'm a Giants
What's
fan.
he talking
I
about?
love the Giants. I'm going to Monday Night Football. If the Giants win, I hope I'm wrong. I hope this pick is wrong. Okay, I hope I give you this pick, and the Giants come in and they back blow out the fucking Seahawks. Okay, like they destroy them. I'd hope that. But as a betting man, I'm going to take the Seahawks -1.5, and I'm going to parlay Daniel Jones, Jalen Hyatt, Darius Slayton under yards, all under, because that's going to be the moneymaker. But I'm rolling with
Don't.
Seahawks -1.5 for the sake, for the Giants fans' sake, and for going there. I love the Giants.
All right. Right before I get to my pick, quick fantasy interruption. Austin Eckler just ruled doubtful. He's going to be out.
He's already out. He was ruled
Again.
out
Yeah.
2 hours ago. He's coming back
I'm
week
waiting on
6
that.
after the
I
bye
just got
week.
a text. Nice Eckler because he's my starting running back. But
He's my
yeah, I
starting
think
in
it's
the
a smart.
32 man.
Yeah, it's a smart move to rest him on the bye week. But back to the Giants. Coming to teams I root for, I am very, very pessimistic. I've boycotted the Yankees for the past 2 months just because I don't ever want to see Aaron Boone in that dugout again. Yeah, I've been a sorry Knicks fan my entire life. I've struggled with the Giants for 6 years, but Giants win this game. I love the Giants in this spot. Andrew Thomas needs to play, even if he
Needs
doesn't.
to play.
I
They
don't
need him back so bad.
needs to play. But unlike you guys, I don't like Daniel Jones. I actually really, really don't like Daniel Jones. I do have his jersey, but I don't like him. I don't think he should have ever been rewarded that contract. I think they should have tanked this year and went for a quarterback in the draft. Even you know what? Even if no matter what they do, you get a quarterback.
They made the
in this draft.
playoffs last year.
I don't care. He's not the answer. He had a great year, but look what he's done now. And I can't tell if it's him or the O-line because last game, Andrew Thomas's replacement, Ezedu, sucks. He sucks.
Evan Neal
he
sucks.
Yeah, I still have hope for him just because Andrew Thomas, his first year sucked.
Yeah,
Then he came in and he had an incredible year. Also, he hasn't played well this year. I know he's battling injury, but his first 2 games, he didn't play well. He had a stat. It was like he gave up more sacks than he almost did last year. Or his penalties. He had like 2 penalties last year, and this year he already had 3 for holding. But yeah, I love the Giants in this spot. And just to quickly correct the schedule, they don't have a bye week till week 13. So we have a long stretch, and I've been saying this since before the season. As a Giants fan, I want them to go 2-4 within the first 6 weeks. This is the game. It's to me, this is a playoff game already. It's a must-win game. You have to win this game because next week we fly out to Miami, where we're going to be the Denver Broncos and lose by 70, and then we host the Bills for a primetime game. Daniel Jones, for some reason in primetime games, he loses, but usually he keeps them close, especially at home. San Fran, it was in San Fran, but like Tom Brady and the Buccaneers came to New York a couple years back. He did fumble to lose the game, but it was a very close game. I think he fixed his fumbling problems. I don't know if Saquon's going to play, and I almost rather him not play just because I don't want him to rush back a high ankle sprain. I know he's had 11 days off since the San Fran game, but I just don't want to rush it back. I also am like the only Giants fans that think we shouldn't have resigned him because I don't believe in second-year running backs or second contract running backs, I should say. I think once a running back's done, with this market, you just replace. You draft, you replace. Look at Derrick Henry. He's so old now. He's making money, and he sucks. I don't know what, like, Mixon hasn't been great because he's old. McCaffrey is like the only excuse out there. If Saquon could come back, be healthy, because he said before this year, this is like my second rookie year to revive and come back. Well, he's hurt. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't blame Waller. I think it's more the O-line because they also had the stat in the Niners game. Daniel Jones being rushed is like one of the worst quarterbacks of all time. But with him being comfortable in the pocket, he's incredible. He threw it was only like 7 throws, but he threw, I think, 5 for 7 for like 60 something yards. And it was great, but he's always rushed because that O-line is atrocious. That's the one thing they need to fix. I think the Giants defense is okay. I'm not too high on our rookie cornerbacks yet, besides Deontay Banks. I have a lot of faith in him. Trey Hawkins, I don't like him at all. I think he's too small. I don't think he plays the zone or coverage well. He needs to either figure it out or just, I know he's only a rookie, but replace him already. I'm sick of watching him just get burnt or not being able to like complete a tackle. I can't watch him. But yeah, we're going up against a very, very good wide receiver core. I don't know how that's going to work out. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I think the Giants are going to squeak this out just because I don't believe in Geno Smith. I think he had a good year last year. I think he's going to suck this year. I could see the Seahawks missing the playoffs. I think they only won that game last week because they're at home. I know they won by a double-digit score, but I still don't think that they're that good. I think that home game really helped them out. I think them coming to MetLife, we are a bunch of sorry Giants fans, but I think it's going to be loud. I think Dable kind of whipped them into shape, I hope. I don't have a score, but I think the Giants do win. I hope the Giants win. This is it. This is like my season already. It's week 4, and this is it because we can't lose 3 straight. But
I thought the season was over after the Cowboys loss.
Well, no, I knew the Cowboys. I didn't think that bad, but I knew the Cowboys were going to run us. But after this, it's Dolphins, Bills. That's your hard games, and it's actually at Buffalo. So we're at Miami, at Buffalo, and then you have a slate of easy games. You host Commanders. You host the Jets. You're at Las Vegas. I think they're fraudulent. You go to Dallas. You get your butts whipped. But still, by that point, that's 3 straight, hopefully. Then you're back in Washington. Amazing. And then you got the Patriots, which I think are fraudulent too. And then you're on the bye week. If you get in the NFC this year, if you get 8 and 9 might even make it this year for the NFC. But you hit that 9 wins, I think you're in. Because I was big on the Vikings. They suck. I don't think the Packers are going to make it.
The whole Bears NFC North might just suck, except the Lions.
That's what I mean. There's not a lot of teams that are here that are going to make it. I think it's going to be almost the same thing as last year. I think Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, even though we're bad right now, I think they'll make it. No one, I don't care who. I don't even care if the division winner makes it in the South. They don't deserve to be in it. It's going to be the Saints.
No, it's not.
West. Who do you think wins that stuff? You think the Buccaneers?
Oh, no. NFC. I thought you were talking AFC.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay.
I think the Saints.
I do think it is the Buccaneers, if we're being honest. The rest of them are terrible. Derek Carr is going to be out for a while.
No, he's questionable.
Yeah, but I believe
he's about to return. He might return this week.
Oh, really?
No,
I thought it was a couple weeks.
He can't
He's
throw.
questionable right now.
I think
he went from doubtful to questionable. I mean, he's probably not going to play, but
he's still projected 0 though with the questionable. I think it's going to be Jameis for a little bit because I mean, if he does, you're risking a lot. The Saints are good. I actually like the Saints. I don't think they're great. That offensive line is horrible, but I think they're good enough to win that division. I don't think the Buccaneers are all that, especially after watching that Eagles game. But going to the West, I don't think Seattle might not make it again. Niners definitely make it. I don't like the Rams. I don't like the Cardinals. And then the NFC North sucks besides the Lions. So it's a perfect place for the Giants to fit in. It's just the NFC sucks. So I could even see you get 8 and 9 get you in this year in the NFC. So if you could get to the bye week with 6-7 wins, you're fine. The only issue is after the bye week, you have to play Philly twice. So I rather them
Yeah.
get all their easy wins out now and not have to worry about losing to Philly twice, and then just being fine.
You don't want to
But-
have to beat Philly to get in. You don't want to
Right.
have to.
No,
which
'cause
is-
it won't
doesn't
happen.
usually go well.
I'm already upset that they're
Um,
playing Philly on Christmas. I don't want to have to spend Christmas watching them lose
Yeah,
to
and the
Philly
Knicks
by
got the
40.
Bucks on Christmas, and it's gonna be a rough.
I love it.
It's gonna be a long
I'm-
Christmas for us, San Antonio.
Norman, I am huge on the Knicks this year. I have them winning it all. Call me crazy. I think they can win it all.
You're crazy.
I love the team.
Yeah,
I love
you're
the team.
you're crazy.
Who's in the East that you have to worry about? No
all
one.
right, all right. Let's stick
All
to
right,
football.
yeah.
right
Let's
now.
let's run through our mortal
That'll be
locks
another
really quickly.
episode.
We're copying Barstool Sports Advisors. Shout out Sports Advisors. We're gonna do a mortal lock any game. We usually just run through the big ones, but in this one, we're gonna pick any game, any over under, whatever you're loving. We'll go through it quick because we're kind of running a little thin on time. I'll start first. Mortal lock. I'm changing it. I told them I had one earlier. I was all over the Broncos. I still think the Broncos are going to win and cover the spread, but I've been looking at the board. Something's talking to me a little bit. Arizona.
Oh my God.
They're
No.
playing San Francisco.
No.
Hold on.
Stop
No.
that.
Hold on. I'm not taking Arizona with the spread as my mortal lock. I'm taking the 49ers with the spread. I'm taking a minus
Good.
14. I think they shellac the Cardinals. This is a wake-up call. I know I was talking to Espo, who will be on next week. Shout out to Espo, but I was talking to Espo, and I'm like, dude, Cardinals just beat the Cowboys. They're thinking life is good. Josh Dobbs might be okay. No, not good. 49ers, reality check, wake-up call. This is your water in the face, wake up for the Cardinals. 49ers minus 14, mortal lock. I'm going to go 1-0 in mortal locks this week. I'm thinking it's going to happen. 49ers actually I might not lose a mortal lock all year is the
Oh my
prediction.
God.
49ers.
If you're talking to
Hey,
Espo, if you're talking to Espo, you're
throw
gonna
it.
be defeated all year,
Yeah.
bro.
Throw it up. We're gonna see who does better at the end of the year. But rolling into my mortal lock, I'm changing mine too. I was heavy on the Finns, but that game could be a coin toss. I'm going with the Chiefs minus 8.5.
And
That's my mortal lock.
there goes
That's
my
my
mortal
mortal
lock.
lock.
Hold on. It's gonna be real quick because I just scribbled out my entire paper and I wrote in big letters: Chiefs 8.5. I gotta go to the drawing board real quick.
All right.
You can
take
keep
the
it.
Chiefs.
No, you're
Keep the
good. You're
Chiefs.
good.
I'll roll with the Bengals minus 2.5.
That would have
alright.
maybe been my next one. That
So
and
Dalton's
then
going
so-
Bengals minus 2.5, or are you staying on the Chiefs? You guys could
you
both
whatever-
take the Chiefs.
yeah, we could also just squad ride the Chiefs. We could
All
do
right, we're
that.
squad riding the Chiefs. Let's go.
Yeah, I might have to do
All
that.
right, so
The only
Chiefs
other
minus
game,
8.5 and Chiefs minus
I like
8.5 for Dalton and Tone. I am on the 49ers minus 14. We will see next week if that hits. Hopefully. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully, this is a little bit of a test run. We'll send it over to Elgerby. So, yeah, this is hopefully gonna be a good start for the fellas.
Yep. Odds on favorite
Absolutely.
presented to you by Tipsy Tailgate Media.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Signing off. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Peace.